Please feed the YouTube algorithm by giving the video a like. If you want to see more like this, click subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of new videos. If you want to chip in on my expenses, I now have Patreon and YouTube memberships. Welcome to the Mike's Tropical Tech 2022 review and a look into some big changes for the future. We started the year with the news from YouTube that we were back in the partner program, having reached the 1,000 subscriber and 4,000 viewing hours target. A short 12 months later, I see that we're approaching 2,000 subscribers, and I appreciate each and every one of you who have shown your interest in the kinds of things I like to do. I'm also happy to announce that I have my very first Patreon subscriber, Peter Bouvier. My thanks to him for helping to subsidize the cost of my projects, and I'd be very humbled if others would join along with him. I headed out on an extensive trip through Europe from April through November, so I didn't have much opportunity to work on my technical projects like circuit board design, embedded software, 3D design, and printing, but I plan to jump back on those topics again in 2023. I took my drone on the trip and captured some great footage on the coastline and the mountains of Albania, and also the Tesla Berlin Gigafactory, trying my best to follow each country's restrictive drone rules along the way. While I was away, Jeff stepped in to fly his drone along the train line construction each month. Logistics were complicated while I was traveling, so each month he would upload the raw files and I would do the editing and post here on YouTube to keep our promised monthly publishing schedule. Sometimes it took 2 days of slow internet to get the files moved around the planet, but we persevered. The very good news is we see the light at the end of the tunnel on the new dual-track line from the new Bangkok Bang Su station to the new Hua Hin station, hopefully running at a somewhat higher speed and no delays due to conflicts with freight and other passenger trains on the old single-line track. So now let's review the chronology of the videos through the year. I started the year with a drone flight and analysis of the situation of the Hua Hin boardwalk area, the earliest settlement back over 100 years ago in the days when it was a remote fishing village. The buildings have changed over time from fishing boat piers to restaurants and shops, and with those changes, they are now violating the land deed rules and encroaching on the king's shoreline. The video is worth watching to get the full background on the situation, the two sides of the story, and how the city can move forward. Next, I did an analysis of the 14,379-mile Tesla Model Y road trip I took in the fall and winter of 2021. Short answer, the Model Y worked flawlessly despite blizzards trying to kill me. It also turned out to be 27% cheaper than paying for gas in an equivalent SUV. I used the Tesla supercharging network extensively, which never let me down, and charged faster than I could pee, get a snack, and be off down the road again. In late February, I bought a Niu electric scooter at a shopping mall in Bangkok, of all places, with everything I hoped for in terms of build quality, power, and range. My first electric scooter, the Toyotron, is still rolling, but pales in comparison with 5 years of engineering progress in these machines. In March, I did a drone flight of our local Monsoon Valley vineyard during the spring grape harvest, including footage of the 2 resident elephants having a relaxing day off from walking with the tourists through the vineyard. In May, during my trip, I went to the Barcelona Formula One race, and despite being a big F1 fan, the experience really let me down. I'll let you be the judge after you watch the video. In August, I was in Zagreb, Croatia, and visited the 3 sites around the city of the Rimac electric hypercar company. Rimac had just announced their new Navara model with 1,918 horsepower, and I was able to see many of the prototypes and crashed test cars through a glass wall. Unfortunately, I couldn't get any closer due to COVID restrictions. I finished up the year with an update on the Hua Hin Boardwalk project upon my return to town. Some positive progress in the face of typical Thailand go slow, slow, slow. So what does 2023 have in store? You may have heard that I'm making a big personal change. After 9 years living here in Thailand, I'm moving to Barcelona, Spain. I hadn't intended on finding a new place to live, but I quickly fell in love with the city during the month I stayed there in May. I'll be flying over in mid-January and looking at apartments for sale. As you can see, my condo is empty, as all of my good stuff is on a ship on its way to Europe right now. Sadly, I can't send over either scooter, so I'm selling them locally and will buy a similar NIU scooter upon my arrival, which follows the European regulations. I guarantee that one room in my new apartment will be devoted to my workshop, and I'll ramp up the projects and the videos in that room. I also plan to ship over my 1973 Porsche 914 that I converted to electric drive in 2009. Back in the day, lead-acid batteries were state-of-the-art, but bringing along extreme weight and short range. I sold the batteries before I put the car in storage when I moved to Thailand in 2013, and it's been sitting waiting patiently for its chance to get on the road again. I have an outline of the work needed, including installing 6 Tesla Model S battery modules, battery cooling loops and radiators, a new charging socket, a new charger, a new battery management system, physical changes to the battery boxes, a relocation of some of the existing components, and more. I'll film the process as I go along. Back in Thailand, Jeff will continue to fly his drone down the train line each month as we watch the construction come to completion and the first trains roll down the line into the raised track section and right into the new station. I'll have my drone with me, and I'll get the necessary certification paperwork done and start doing flights around the area and other places that I'm able to travel to. Since being based in Central Europe, there are a lot of interesting locales within easy reach. So there we are, a great 2022 in the bag and an exciting 2023 about to open up. Thanks to all my viewers, subscribers, and now Patreons. Take care and have a happy and safe 2023. Hey, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to feed the algorithm and do all the YouTube things. Take care and see you next time.